platform. I also want to take a few minutes to recognize our public officials that are in the room. Councilman Mike Valentic. Councilman Brian Casey. And we have two members of the CMSD Board of Education in attendance. Our board chair, Sarah Alicott. And board member and also Collinwood resident, Caroline Peake. And we have one more person I'm missing, folks, in the back. Oh, Councilman Harrison, I didn't see you. Councilman Harrison, give a round of applause. Thank you, Councilman. So I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about why I'm supporting CMSD and the board with our Building Brighter's Future Vision. Then I'll have Dr. Morgan also share a few words, and then we want to get right to your questions because I'm not here to talk. I'm here to listen and answer your questions. 4 years ago, when I ran for mayor, I heard a lot of complaints about CMSD, about the challenges that we face as a district. And let me tell you what I heard. Number one, I heard there was a need, especially in this community on the east side, for more robust high schools and trades programs in this part of the city. The other thing I heard from many parents across the community was we wanted to make sure that our children didn't have to take 2 buses or 3 buses to get to a good high quality middle school, elementary school, or high school. We also heard many issues around safety and security for our scholars. And I don't take lightly that I have narrow control of the schools. It's a moral obligation to me as the mayor of this city. And I believe that regardless of where our children come from, regardless of their zip code, they are entitled to a world-class education. But we've experienced over the last several decades a lot of headwinds that have made that promise challenging. Number one, in the early 2000s, we had roughly 70,000 scholars at CMSD, 70,000. Right now we have roughly 35,000. That means our footprint and the number of students that we have has declined by 50%, while that footprint has remained the same. Secondly, we're seeing a lot of cuts at the state level and federal level, undermining our ability to provide high quality education to our scholars across the city of Cleveland. I know change is very hard. I know it's hard to walk away from great memories that we have in this building alone. But let me give you a data point about what's going on in this building specifically. The average daily attendance rate at Collinwood High School right now is 96. 96 scholars are coming to this building every single day. And this building was built for roughly 1,100 scholars to walk the halls of Collinwood High School. Think about that for a second, folks. And it costs the same amount of money to keep the heat on, and I know it's hot in here. It costs the same amount of money to make sure this place is safe. It costs the same amount of money to have great teachers and great principals and great custodial staff. And that's the story in a lot of our schools across the district. And so what we are committed to doing is this. Number one, no child in this district should not have Algebra 1 before high school. It should not be acceptable that our scholars aren't getting Algebra 1 before high school. Number two, all of our scholars should have access to dual enrollment for college and career readiness. They should have access to band, sports, arts, PE. That's what's going to make our district better and more competitive for the next generation of scholars. And that's the commitment of the Building Brighter Futures plan. And so while I know this change is going to be hard, I'll tell you this. Number one, in partnership with the board and the leadership at CMSD, we want to make sure that every family has customized, individualized attention as we begin this transition. Secondly, we've expanded the school choice portal to 8 weeks this upcoming academic school year to give parents and families more time to plan for this transition. We're going to work with our families on an individualized transportation plan as well to make sure you have what you need as we contemplate this transition. And what I'm excited about is the fact that by 2031, we're going to have a brand new high school in this neighborhood that's going to offer trades, that's going to offer career tech, that's going to offer more college and career courses so our young people have the skills they need to be competitive. And so with that, I'm going to have Dr. Morgan just say a few words and then we'll go right to your questions. Dr. Morgan.
Thank you. Mayor Bibb shared a lot of the context of the challenges we're facing, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But I want to start with just thinking about my own experience. When I was introduced to this community as a CEO a few school years ago, one of the things I shared was I do this work for kids like me. And when I think about my own high school experience, where I went to a high school predominantly black students, urban neighborhood, so when I see many of our scholars, I see myself in them. But I also know that I had the opportunity, I took Algebra 1 in 8th grade, which allowed me to take pre-calculus my junior year, calculus my senior year. I was able to learn an instrument and be an all-state musician playing on the stage of Peoria, Illinois by being an all-state musician, by having that opportunity. Being able to do interscholastic sports, being able to do all of these different activities because those were opportunities were afforded to me just by showing up to school. They were free programs that my school offered. And if they didn't, I don't know where I would be today. Because we know the statistics for young black men in our country. And let's not forget our young black females, or all of our young scholars living in poverty. We know what those statistics are. And if we're not providing those opportunities for them, it's not like the opportunity is waiting out there for them. So I'm grateful for my experience and their experiences that I did not have. That when I got to college, I was very well aware of that I was not prepared for. But I was grateful that I actually had the opportunities. And when we think about today, in CMSD, in our current context, even with all the academic progress we've made, we're proud of that 3-star rating in 2024. This year, all of our test rates went up significantly. But we know that right now, only 78% of our high schools offer college credit. Collinwood High School that we're sitting in right now is not one of them, offering no college credit to those average 96 students who come here every day. 59% of our high schools offer career and trade pathway programs. Collinwood, where we're sitting in today, is not one of them. No career trade programs. 38% of our elementary schools offer enrichment programs like Algebra 1 in 8th grade, band, foreign language in the elementary grades. Only 38%, that means the majority are not getting those opportunities. And 70% of our students are in newer upgraded buildings. And you guys know that in this community, in this building, this is not one of them. It's one of our lower building condition schools. So even with the progress we made as a school system, as a community, we're failing our kids. Building brighter futures is our opportunity to ensure 100% of our high schools offer college credit starting next year. 100% of our high schools offering career pathways and trade programs starting next year. 100% of our elementary schools offering those enrichment courses like Algebra 1, band, foreign language, CTE programs in elementary schools starting next year. And CTE are the trade programs in elementary. And we know that over time, we can get 100% of our students in newer upgraded buildings. And you heard Mayor Bibb saying that this plan, should the board vote on this, would offer a new high school for this community in 2031 in upgraded facilities with trade programs in them. So this is our responsibility to act, to do something for our kids. We've made progress over time, but it's not enough. I'll also share, I know that this plan is big in nature. It calls for 29 fewer schools next year. That will leave 18 of our buildings that will be left thinking about reuse. I know that's big. But I'll say for all those students who are in a school that has an action on it, 100% of them will have equal or greater academic, extracurricular, sports, and student support opportunities. 96% of them will attend an equal or better star-rated school. We can't deliver on that right now. 95% of them will attend an equal or better building condition school. We can't deliver on that right now. And this plan saves us $30 million at least over a course of a few years, which takes us to over about $90 to $100 million towards our $150 million deficit. We can't deliver on that right now. So I know the question may be, can't you not do anything and still offer those programs? We can't afford it. When you have 96 students, one, you can't do the scheduling and the programming to actually offer that programming in schools like this and many others across our city. It's not just impacting one community, it's all over our city. We can't afford it. It's not at scale. And also, it's not a good teacher experience because many teachers now have to double up on different courses. Many times they're the only teacher teaching in their grade level or content area. So this is an opportunity for us to scale our resources, make sure we have healthy enrollment and build buildings, and then to give that opportunity our scholars need and deserve. And that's what Building Brighter Futures is about. You know, we've been engaging with the community for about a year on this plan specifically, but we've been engaging much longer than that. As you know, when Mayor Bibb first got elected, he did a listening tour of thinking about education and listening to the community. Then there was a CEO search where there was also thousands of pieces of feedback, and as one of the candidates, I know I read through all of those pieces of feedback that the community said. We want high quality in our buildings. We are tired of not having the opportunities and the trade programs in our schools. And then I did a CEO listen and learn tour when I first came in, within my first 100 days, and got thousands of pieces of feedback where people were saying, we deserve quality in every single neighborhood. This plan isn't perfect. It doesn't solve all of our problems. But it's the right step. And it's the right thing to do for our kids now. Because doing nothing doesn't solve our problems, and it doesn't solve that brighter future that all of our kids need and deserve. So I just ask our community in this time, we want to lean in, listen, and hear what we have to do, but this is all of our responsibility. Of course, as the education system, we are in charge of educating those scholars and providing the best education that they need and deserve, but this is our community. And it's up to us to ensure all of our scholars in the city, no matter where they live, their background, what school they attend, have access to a high quality education.
Thank you so much, Dr. Morgan. Okay, we'll start with questions. Thank you, Doc. Councilman Valente.
Thank you, Mayor, and coming out with your team. You are in a historic building here, the great Collinwood High School, and I had the pleasure of attending this school, and also had the honor of being inducted in our Hall of Fame. So let me just say this, Mayor, and CEO Morgan, and everyone that's here. I represent presently the 8th Ward. Come January 1st will be the new 10th Ward. I want to express my complete and total opposition to the proposed closure of 3 elementary schools in the northeast side here in Collinwood High School. Mayor, I want to make it perfectly clear to you that I believe you're being misled by CMSD administration with regard to the northeast side of the city, which includes the St. Clair Superior neighborhood, Forest Hills, North Glenville, North Shore Collinwood Village, Nottingham, and Euclid Green neighborhoods. What is being proposed by CMSD comes on the heels of 28 schools being closed already on the east side. 28 schools have closed already, okay? Which has been closed. As a result, neighborhoods such as St. Clair Superior, Glenville, have been totally destabilized. In fact, Glenville has lost 22% of its population in the last 10 years. The proof is in the pudding. We've gone from 33 council wards, and now starting January 1st, we'll go to 15 wards, which we have lost the equivalency of 2 wards on the east side in the last decade. Now CMSD is proposing the closing of Euclid Park Elementary School, Handy Gibbons Elementary School, Kenneth Clement All Boys Leadership Academy, and once was the largest high school in the state of Ohio and the pinnacle of vocational technical training programs on Cleveland's east side, our beloved historic and landmark Collinwood High School. I cannot understand for the life of me who came up with this false plan being billed as Building Brighter Futures. The new Ward 10 is referred to now as the middle neighborhood. We are on the edge of cities of Euclid, South Euclid, Cleveland Heights, East Cleveland, and Bratton there. The plan is presented incredibly. It proposes the closure of Euclid Park and Hannah Gibbons Elementary School, both newer schools, which does not mean, what does this mean for our community? 2 new schools. You asked us to support the levies, we did, and we're paying the highest property taxes.
Councilman Valencia,
Yes.
get to your question.
Okay, my question, well, Mayor, the question is this. Has anybody looked at the northeast side, the map of all the charter schools that ring our neighborhood?
Yeah.
You closed Euclid Park, you closed Hannah Gibbons, you closed Kenneth Clement, and now Collinwood, and with this wonderful plan. How long have we been hearing about this with Glenville and Collinwood? Where are you going to build a new school? You strip Collinwood, Dr. Morgan, CMSD Mayor, strip Collinwood of all the vocational technical programs, ROTC. The pool sits empty for what, 8 years? So the question is this. You're going to drive, Mayor, you're going to drive the Dr. Morgan school. You're going to drive people into the charter schools and out of the neighborhood, just as you've already done on the east side. You're going to destabilize our neighborhood. And I see nothing in this plan, Mayor, and that's what I'm saying. I don't believe they're giving you the full picture.
Thank you, Councilman Valencia. Thank you, sir.
Well,
let me address your
respond,
questions
man.
and concerns.
Yeah.
First of all, and I want to thank the voters for electing me to another 4-year term, but I've only been in office, I'm in my 4th year as mayor of this great city. I know you've been in council for nearly 50 years. And let me just tell you this. Over the last 2 decades, across the entire city of Cleveland, we've lost 20% of our population. 20%. Throughout that same time horizon, we've lost 30% of all traded sector jobs across all 17 wards across the city. Because of that historic population loss, as you know, council went from 17 to 15. How do we get there? Let me tell you how we got there. Number one, we as a city failed to make hard choices about our economic future. Number two, we didn't have an economic game plan to compete with our peers in Pittsburgh, in Indianapolis, in Nashville, in Detroit. And then thirdly, while we made great progress under the Cleveland plan, and now we're making good progress under Dr. Morgan's leadership, we need to make more urgent progress to have a competitive urban school district so we can keep families in the city of Cleveland and not lose them to the suburbs. So let me talk about what we're doing with your support and partnership to reverse that trend. Number one, I want to thank you, Councilman Casey, and Councilman Harrison for supporting our $50 million investment fund. That's going to create more jobs in this neighborhood. And right now, we have nearly 100 acres under contract to develop in Collinwood to bring more jobs back to this neighborhood. The second thing we're trying to do, and listen, when I was running 4 years ago, what did you tell me? Mayor, we need a trades program on the east side in this neighborhood. And guess what? In 2031, who's going to deliver on that? CMSD is going to deliver that trades program in the northeast side of the city. Then, thirdly, the other thing that you told me to do, Councilman Valencia, is if you close Townhall, have a game plan for this building. So, by the first quarter of next year, working with my administration and CMSD, we're launching an RFP to make sure that this land gets developed to help accelerate the change and transformation of this neighborhood. Now, you may be smarter than me and have a different solution, but I don't know about another solution that's going to close a $150 million deficit. I don't know. If you have one, I am all ears. Now more than ever in this city. And we're making those hard choices right now. Dr. Morgan, you want to talk about the elementary school component of this?
Yes, the one thing I want to share is Kenneth Clement is not closing. Kenneth Clement is getting a new building. Kenneth Clement actually has the lowest building condition score of all of our elementary schools. And so Kenneth Clement is not closing, it's getting a new elementary.
You're moving,
that's
where
part-
to?
Yes, so that's part of the plan. So make sure if you have not been on our website, and I know you were at the board meeting, it was a lot that we shared there, but it's being moved to the east side of Mary McLeod Cleveland building. And so the same thing with when we think about the Stonebrook White building, it's getting a new building. For years we've needed a new building at the Michael R. White. It's going into the Stephanie Tubbs Jones building, being named Michael R. White Montessori, and also keeping Stephanie Tubbs Jones' name on the FDR building. So we are having those objectives for kids who have not had a good quality building. We've heard in this community about the Kenneth Clement building, so it'll be a new building. I also want to name, and we've talked a little bit about this, about over years of development, about more schools being built on, we have more schools on the east side than what we do on the west, and our population is actually a little smaller on the east than what it is on the west. What this plan would do with the 45 elementary schools we'll have, there will be about an equal number of schools on the east and the west side. So this plan delivers that scale, and then also making sure that those quality programs are here. So I know that there's a sense of loss and change that we'll have to do, but I too echo what other solutions do we have to achieve the savings, but then also, let's not forget the number one objective, to ensure it's a brighter future. We can keep the building open. These kids aren't learning. If they don't have trades, if they don't have academics, if they don't have enrichment courses,